Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I want to comment on a few things that have been said and then tell a story about a conversation I've had with business owners and people in my district. We've heard this as a kick Kentuckians when they're down bill. I want to remind everybody who the gentleman from Bullitt 26 is. This is a guy, a regular man from Bullitt County, who has devoted his career in this legislature to fighting for regular people to have better access to health care, to fighting for economic development in your districts and in my districts and in his districts. That's who this man is. So when we approach the question, when we look at this bill, I think we need to look at it and understand that the sponsor, his heart is always in the right place. There's no perfect bill. This is a good bill, I think. It's not perfect. I wish it were a little bit different in some ways. And one thing I heard my friend say is that it's the beginning of the process. If you want changes made, it's got to go through the Senate. It's going to come back over here almost definitely. Let's go to the gentleman from Bullitt 26, an inherently reasonable man, somebody who cares about the working man and the working woman, as his history, as his own comments and actions right before us, and at least for me for the past 6 years, have shown. This is a good man. This is not supposed to kick Kentuckians while they're down. This is supposed to help businesses. This is supposed to help the working man. So when we talk about government benefits, I want to be clear about this. There's no government benefit here. The gentleman from Scott said this is a promise made by employers to their employees. That's what this is. There's not a government dollar here other than the COVID situation where the businesses, we relied on the businesses to pay more unemployment to more people, even though they weren't qualified. That was a good that we did, the good that our businesses stepped up and did that. But other than that blip with the taxpayers coming in and helping them make that fund whole, these are business dollars. These are not government dollars. This isn't a government entitlement program. I would say also that it's important to note that these people have earned these benefits. This is not welfare. They've worked. They're not trying to just get by with nothing. Another point I need to make, I think, we've heard 12 weeks, 12 weeks, 12 weeks, 12 weeks. I want the people at home to know it's only 12 weeks in the best of times. This is indexed. It goes all the way. That's 3 months that a business is supposed to carry someone that doesn't work for them anymore. The promise is for 3 months under this bill. And then in the worst of times, it goes all the way up to 6 months. 6 months that our businesses are carrying these people. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But let's not say 12 weeks, 12 weeks, 12 weeks, 12 weeks, as if it's across the board. It's up to 6 months in the times that are bad and 3 months in the times that are good. I do want to see some changes. I'd like to see this indexed by region. I don't know if it's possible. I know it's something we're looking into. The gentleman from Bullitt is looking into that, seeing if it can be done. I hope it's something that can be done, and that would, I think, improve the bill, especially for my great friend, good friend from McGoffin, gentleman from McGoffin and his areas. I hope that can be done, and that, I think, would improve the bill. But I want to tell one quick story, because we're all here to vote our districts. And let me tell you conversations I've had with business owners and with workers in my district. When I went around, I go to hardware stores and bakeries and restaurants and professional services areas like accountants and so forth, dentist offices. And I asked the business owners, what's your problems in your business? And what can the legislature do to help you? And one of the things that they bring up every time, is unemployment, workforce issues. And so I asked an owner of a business in my district, you have any ideas? And I want to talk about, we've talked a lot about this bill globally. I want to talk about Section 8 in particular. And she said, Jason, I had 20 interviews lined up last week. How many do you think showed up? I thought 14, 15, 2. She said 2 folks showed up. Why did only 2 people show up? I asked her. She says, well, they're checking the box. They only have to go one. They only have to get an interview. And so what Section 8 does, I think, is it helps those employers and the applicants actually make a serious effort, a very serious effort to get a job by showing up. If they don't show up, the employer has the opportunity under Section 8 to make that known to the cabinet, and that will impact whether they can get benefits. We want people getting jobs. We want them showing up to interviews. We want our businesses to be hiring folks. And let me just say one more thing. In one way, I think this helps our employees in a number of ways, but also in this way that I've not heard argued today. Our businesses have to pay these benefits, and that's a lot of money that they have to pay. When they go to less dollar, by the way, our average benefit in Kentucky is $100 more than the maximum benefit in Tennessee. That's the average benefit. And many $375 maximum in Tennessee is $275. Many people make more than $375, obviously, and that's per week. I know my friend, the lady from Jefferson 44, said it can be $600 per week, and then talked about, can you pay your mortgage with that? You got to multiply that by 4. Obviously, you're not paying mortgage off $600 in that hypothetical. You're paying off $2,400. But when businesses have better expenses that they can manage, they can hire more folks. What we're trying to do, what we've been trying to do for 6 years now, is we're trying to get our economy rolling. Why are we trying to do that? Gentleman from Warren. We're trying to do that because we got to pay for our roads in this state. We're a poor state. How do you pay for roads? You got to have more people here. You have to have more taxpayers. We want to have better hospitals. We need more ratepayers. We need more folks. We need more physicians and nurses. We want better schools. Every single person in here wants better schools. How do you get better schools? In addition to a lot of things we need to improve upon our policies, funding is a major issue. We need to fund our schools. How do you fund your schools? Through taxpayers. Kentucky has a problem because we don't have enough taxpayers. This bill is not a panacea, as my friend, the gentleman from Bullet 26, said, but it's a step in the right direction. And this is a bill I think we need to pass. Let's improve it as it goes down the hallway and hopefully comes back here. But this is a good bill brought to us by a really good man. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.